Oh, yes.
Got a lot of possible imp synergies, but honestly, I get pretty worried about the early fights if I don't have a ping option. I'm gonna take torches. Oh, we got horn breaks. We got a better ping option. We're on Pyro Dominion, so we don't get torches anyway. And unfortunately, we don't get necessarily any spawns. We've got a Corrupted Mass Flesh Weaver, Vampire Kale, our favorite friend, and Dominion Seraph. Alright. Well, I'm not taking Mushroom Cloud without Fungi Generation. I think it's Wax Caps here. Those are pretty hilarious. I mean, double truffles is kind of funny, but I kind of need more stats, or I need my enemies to not have stats. Higher chompers are neat. It's definitely not the battering rams or the impressives here, I guess. It's process elimination. We take cluster kernels. That says spawn on it, and it's the first thing that has said spawn. I think taking double demon fiends is like impossible. So I'm kind of stuck with these double alpha fiends. Because they're closer to playable. Ack. Good evening, Dr. Nefariously Handsome. Yeah, I think Judge's Scale is actually really good here. They have so many bad banner units. We're taking Headsman. Alright, so now that we have Headsman, we want to, like, find Rage, I think. And maybe that finishes the whole thing. Oh, Morning, actually, for you. Let's see. Where does that put you? Is that, like, Australia? No, Australia's... Oh, well, I like Australia's very different. Alright, I think we want Bolete with a cluster kernel on one floor. I can't get the squad leader on the same floor. I think what we do here is, like, maybe discard these. These two are our deploy, and we're kind of looking for Pyre Chompers, I guess? I don't know what we're doing. Croatia. Neat. I'm just going to set this up here with the hopes that this gets a big enough troop stack to win the whole fight. And I guess we do Alpha Fiend down here, and we, like, support Alpha Fiend with Wax Caps. Oh, no, Europe isn't that far away from us. I know when I was working the phone lines at my last job... I'm just going to right here. I don't need a Wax Cap right now. When I was working the phone lines on my last job, when I would sign on in the morning, it was afternoons for the people in Europe. So they're, I mean, they're only like a 5 off, right? Well, I guess it means it depends on what part of Europe you're talking about. That's true. That's true. I'm gonna do this just to get the Pyre Chomper out of the way, block a hit. When it propagates up there. I don't want to do both the Pyre Chompers at once, right? I don't think I do. Can't fit the squad lead. I'm not going to get this Wax Cap back for the last round, so I'll play it here. Yeah, it's 5 for the western side of Europe, and the eastern side of Europe is going to be more like what is going to be less like what I'm thinking about at the moment. I guess the Alpha Fiend is probably a better stat block here than the Cluster Kernel matters. We would like to draw the other Wax Cap here. No dice on that. I think I just do this. There's no way this Chime Despair is a better place. This looks like a big enough stat block. Yeah, we got it. I don't think there's a date on Slay the Spire 2. I'm not sure. I thought it was set for Q4 this year, though. I'm just going to take spawning pods. In Ritual of Battle with the Propagate Slave Elite is pretty cool. Let me go for that. I think our Propagate floor probably goes down to the second floor, if possible. We can either do 2 magic or we can do a Steel and a magic. I definitely want to see at least one Merchant of Steel. get multi-strike? Endless or dualism? Dualism is not compatible with any of our units. We could do like an endless Pyre Chomper or an endless Wax Cap. We could do an endless dualism Wax Cap. That's kind of gross, right? I'm gonna do Spore Launcher. We're gonna dualize the Spore Launcher again. We're gonna play him with an endless Wax Cap. I could play him with an endless Pyre Chomper. I think the endless Wax Cap is just better. That much sap is insane. I think I'm removing an Alpha Fiend, because I don't think there's ever a game plan where I play 2 Alpha Fiends. I mean, maybe there's a situation where I do, like, a double Alpha Fiend top floor after expanding the car. Because I think my middle floor is probably ideally Bolete Colonel. And the bottom floor is going to be, like, Spore Launcher stuff. It might even wind up being Spore Launcher Colonel blah. Because I do Spore Launcher Colonel, like, Wax Cap as the bottom floor, and that's okay. It's not as strong as last round. I definitely want Bolete with one of the Colonels. I just don't think I can ever fit 2 Alpha Fiends. Unless I got, like, a smidge upgrade twice, or smidged one of them. I would have to smidge one of them and turn that one into a tank. Like, large smidge him. So he had, like, a good stat block. I thought Mina... Oh, did Mina the Hollower get delayed again? That's right, I thought Mina the Hollower was supposed to be on Halloween this year or something. And it didn't happen. Oh, okay, I actually need to check that. What's the date on Mina the Hollower? Did they completely, like, drop the date? I thought there was an announcement about that. I'm actually hype about that game, so I gotta check it. Okay, it was set for October 31st, but it got delayed. Okay. That's right, I completely forgot that. Oh, man. Indefinitely delayed. Wow, and it was gonna release on October 31st. What the hell? I completely forgot about that around the Halloween season, but I was gonna play that on Halloween when it dropped, and then it didn't drop. I'm just gonna get rid of that one Alpha Fiends. I don't think we're playing 2 Alpha Fiends. Oh, man. I love Yacht Club games. Well, I love some Yacht Club games. I love Shovel Knight, and I really loved the one that had Spectre Knight? Was it Spectre Knight or Shade Knight? I think it was Spectre Knight. I didn't finish playing the King Knight one, and I never got a handle of the controls for the Plague Knight one. I think I'm dropping the squad lead and one of the custom kernels in the initial stuff. I can't actually bring out all 3 of these, though. Now I can. I got a Pyre Chomper. Yeah, so I think we keep holding a couple of those to see if maybe we get the Pyre Chomper. The thing about this that's really awkward is that both the Alpha Fiend and Bolete scale up in value in terms of, like, how active they are. Oh, that sucks. Like, they have Nintendo's backing, don't they? Why? How does this even happen? Man. Man. Well, given the space available in my cars, this looks like it just proliferates. I could horn break this guy, or I could spawning pods the top floor. I'm just gonna spawning pods. I think this floor probably gets to like a 90 troop stack, a 90 damage troop stack, and doesn't lose. Are we clearing enough? I mean, yeah, we have trample. Of course we are. I think a ritual of battle is more important here. Yeah, it's true. I remember being super disappointed playing Cyber Shadow a long time ago. I want to deal with you. So there have been some sketch stuff. I mean, I think somebody probably comes in to save it because ultimately, if they were really in a bind, they could kind of just kickstart it and it would come out. Like, I don't think I think they're too beloved to fail, so long as it's on specific games. Is this the Lone Code or the Infectory? I think it's the Infectory to beef up the Spore Launcher floor. This tends to be pretty effective. We've got a Scholar. Right now, he can bring back spawning pods. In the long run, I think this is just a really good value play. Oh, Mina the Hollower was already a Kickstarter? Yeah, Cyber Shadow just didn't, like, control right. They just messed up from, like, a low-level perspective. And the big shame about Cyber Shadow is if you play the Messenger controls super well while selling, like, the same fantasy of being a ninja game. So, blah. I mean, honestly, in terms of Cyber Shadow, if you've played UFO 50, there's like a Metroidvania in UFO 50 that feels better than Cyber Shadow, and that's gross. UFO 50 is literally 50 games. Yeah. I think Cyber Shadow was made by... It was a different dev. I think it was like Machine Head Studios or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah. I liked Shovel Knight Dig. I don't think Shovel Knight Dig got enough attention. We're not looking to consume remove, I don't think. We could remove consume on a proliferate, but I think that's not good enough. I don't usually like to remove consume from any common cards at all. A plus 10 Hornbreak is decent. Does it actually kill anything this run? I mean, I guess a plus 10 Hornbreak kills the bad guys under Kale, so I think we actually hold over it. I've never played Pocket Dungeon. Is it available on Steam, or is it like a mobile thing? 'Cause I should actually check it out. Like, I just missed that one, honestly. Rail Beater is pretty good at standing in front of Alpha Fiend, and Alpha Fiend definitely needs somebody to stand in front of, so we're gonna take a Rail Beater. It is on Steam? I should check out Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. I'll have to put that on the list. Let me write it down somewhere. Hold up. I have a notebook. Now I will look at that and remember that we had this conversation. The other place where you can make me remember conversations is by joining the Discord. There should be a link in the description. Am I taking wings here? What the heck would I put wings on? I guess I could put wings on, like, the Alpha Fiend. I could put wings on a Cluster Kernel to, like, fly him onto Belit's floor and do some space cheating. I'll try it. I'm not going to get punished for doing that. Oh, cool. Glad to have you. I think it's mostly just me posting stuff on the Discord. But I give little updates about whether or not I'm going to be streaming on given days. I have little channels for, like, some of the stuff I'm planning to play, or some of the stuff I'm enjoying watching. Right, so we want to see if we can hit a Pyre Chomper. I think I sit with this. No Pyre Chomper yet. Okay. So to set up against the Flesh Weaver, when I have only one card in my game that can generate spores. So, well, not generate, but generate troop. I think that's definite. Railbeater doesn't get one-shot by the Flesh Weaver, but he's probably not my biggest priority to bring out. I want the Cluster Kernel out, but I need to block the first hit. I think it's got to be the Railbeater here, and then we pass. Ouch. That's painful. Okay. I need to make progress here. I think I bring out the Alpha Fiend. He starts scaling, and we'll get to bring some mass off, and it's a more mass, so I need to focus on that. I could have held the Hornbreak for mass removal reasons. Now, what the heck? Oh, cool, Pyre Chomper. Thank goodness. Thank you, Pyre Chomper, for showing the hell up. Okay, so with the Flying Cluster Kernel coming in, I will not be able to play the non-Flying Cluster Kernel, but that's okay for now. We've got Decay on him, so we're in a good situation to peel mass off now. I don't have space to play a Wax Cap. Bummer. I can Propagate, or I can Ritual. I think I want a Ritual, because this guy's going to come upstairs with like 70 health. And I probably want to Rage Stack before I look to do Propagates. Although if I'd Propagated, I would get the Decay, the melee weakness up. I don't think it's the most important thing. I've been meaning to go on the Discord and gush more about some stuff I've been enjoying, so hearing that other people are on makes me likely to do that. I could fly this Cluster Kernel up to, like, try and block this attack. Cluster Kernel doesn't die to this, actually. And I can keep propagating this floor. I just don't get to play the other Cluster Kernel. I am going to do this, though, because I value the Railbeater. I think we get good stuff out of that. Nothing in there. I think we're definitely proliferating here. Let me do this. And then proliferate. That's pretty good. We did lose the Cluster Kernel because of bringing out the Flesh Masses. We're getting one mass off here. It's our last chance to remove any mass. That was not the holdover Hornbreak, so I don't have it. We're losing the Railbeater to this Fleshling. I think if we... Spawning Pods... We should be good for the final fight, because he's going to be down to 9 attack. Do that. I think that's a better play than the Squad Leader. Well, I like getting the Wax Caps here. That's awesome. I think I can Fire Chomper up here. Corruption's a pain. It wasn't the more massive, the Corruption version. Honestly, I think Wax Cap probably wins. Yeah, Wax Cap wins. Yeah. I've been playing over and over again on my YouTube the Iron Mouse cover of that song from Clair Obscur, and I've not been getting around to playing Clair Obscur, and I want to now. I don't know if we can fit Mitosis Cap into the build. Usually my Mitosis Cap would be like a Cluster Kernel, but I am so struggling for space. Tome of Evergrowth onto Spore Launcher is always good. But Racking Pain also looks like it's pretty strong here. I'm going to try the Tome of Evergrowth. I think we have a very, very powerful sap strat. And Chantrell's asking me if I want to double down on that sap strat right now. It's like, hey, you want to try this? I'm like, man, I would really love to. But do I have the space or the energy to play any of that? Whatever. Let's find out. I'm going to take space. I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to be really, really, really greedy. But I was thinking about that more, and I was thinking to myself that I should create a channel on the Discord just to gush about content creators and, like, share YouTube videos. So I'm probably going to do that. I think it's a Merchant of Steel here. I really want Multi-Strike the Alpha Fiend. Dualism is really strong in the Rail Beater. I want just, like, a plus 10 health and regen on him again. It's really good. There's a lot of pretty cool upgrades I can grab. Let's take a look at this. Well, Exile's Diadem would have been great to have before I picked up this Heaven's Light. It's less good now. It's probably still very good. I'm going to take the Exile's Diadem. Exile's Diadem's great on Balit. It's going to let me, like, play stuff on his floor. It's cool. Let's do it. Titanstone. Titanstone. I don't mind Titanstone on Rail Beater. It's pretty reasonable to take on him. I'm gonna reroll here. So I want to have at least 100 after the reroll. Thankfully, the Titanstone did RNG down to 80. But I want to be able to possibly buy, like, Multi-Strike or Dualism after this. So I will take this. But, roll it. Okay, we got Multi-Strike and Multi-Strike the Alpha Fiend. The Mossy Stone, the Spore Launcher. I could also Strength Stone the Alpha Fiend, get him a bit of a higher baseline. I don't hate it. So I'm not super committed to the Alpha Fiend, but I want him to do good work. Damn. The game will not give me what I want. Do I just go Headsman Executioner this time? Or do I just go crazy on Headsman? You know, Slay Balit does propagate on enemies as well. So the fact that I have a very debuff-oriented bottom floor might make the propagate hit harder than I am calculating in my brain math. Yes, brain math is the word that I used there. Yeah, I'm gonna go Headsman too. I don't think I can take this. I think I'm very dependent on throwing a lot of decay on people on the bottom floor. So Heaven Seal often, like, makes that fail. I believe they can pull in, like, the 130 guy that hits for corruption on this fight. Oh, it is friendly units propagate only. That's true, that's true. I don't think it changes at tier 3. Let me double check that. No, it's always friendly units propagate. I was forced to take Headsman 3 last round. I'm not a fan. It does give him 100 attack, and it changes the propagate from 2 to 4. But I still don't like it. Yeah, I don't think I can take this challenge. Heaven Seals are always really tough. I don't think there's any world where Enchantrell comes out on the deploy. So that goes away first. Drop the squad lead. So the Spore Launcher and one of the Cluster Kernels is the most important. I think the second Cluster Kernel we drop because we can fly him around later. Although the flight is less important now that I have Heaven's Light. I might just be able to play him. Theoretically, this Balit should maybe be top floor, and, like, the Rail Beater Alpha Fiend could be a second floor thing. It's kind of 601. 601 half dozen of the other is, like, the old school way of saying 6-7. Anybody bothered by that? Does anybody hate to hear that? I think that's the case, but I'm not 100% on, like, what people are doing, saying 6-7 anyway. So maybe I'm wrong. I think I like a Proliferate here with the Exile's Diadem on Bleed. And with this configuration, we still get the Alpha Fiend to multi-strike. I want the Infectory. I think we're doing Pyre Chomper and Chantrell. That does miss Ritual of Battle, but it's really good. Yeah, Enchantrell Spore Launcher bottom floor is insane. I've only hit Enchantrell one other time. I just wish I had more consistent spawns. I say as I look at this cluster kernel. The thing about the Eternal Wax Cap is that with the Eternal Wax Cap and the Enchantrell, we often, like, don't get to die. And it gets awkward. I'm going to favor this over the Tome of Evergrowth, I think. I think that could be played either way, but I made my choice. No space here. Well, now the Tome of Evergrowth comes out. My draw pile's real small. It's really not a lot of cards. What am I ritual? I guess I've just skipped my Ritual of Battle multiple times now. Yeah, I'd rather have the Wax Cap die. So now we've got Kel. I would like you to please be sapped into the floor. I mean, yeah, if we do this, do they just die out of, like, not having any attack value? Oh, man, it's close. Yeah, let's put something back in my hand. We're not going to play it this round, but it'll come back to our hand immediately. I think he just decays to death. On the second floor. The regen stack is kind of his nightmare here. K6, are you dead? Yeah, you're dead. That's funny. Troop stack actually messes him up a bit there. I do love taking Pandemic. Man, I click Pandemic all the time, and it's never wrong, right? When we're getting the deck down to nothing, Pandemic gets stronger. I don't know if Important Work is playable right now. Is it playable later? I honestly don't know if we go into a play pattern that involves an Endless Imp. We're definitely built that we could do it. It's like, if we get a Transcend Imp at this point that gets, like, the Pyre Chomper Impish Scholar effect, it gets crazy. I think I can take this. Do we need another Merchant of Steel? I'd really like to upgrade Pandemic if we don't need the Merchant of Steel. We do not appear to require a Merchant of Steel right now, so I'm going Magic. This is probably a skip. Yep. Oh, Manifold? What was our... we have Infectory, right? I could have sworn that it was in here. There it is. Yeah, I'm cool with Manifold and Infectory. We don't need draw that much. We're kind of burning through all of our cards. So we can double stack the Pandemic. Do like that. I'm going to drop a -2 on the Ritual, so it's easier to play. And I'm going to do a +20 Consume on the Hornbreak. Now, adding Consume to more cards makes the Impish Scholar worse. But I think it's fine if the Impish Scholar just reads draw a card. Ooh, this might make some of our units die, but we have a lot of Sap, and Sap is pretty effective at countering this. So I'm going to just believe in Sap. As before, I think we discard the Enchantrell, we discard the Flyer, and the Squad Lead. Okay. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just gonna do the usual setup. I do need more energy for deployment purposes. Well, that's nice. I instantly feel fine about taking the imp thing that I just took. You know the one. I don't want to hold over. I want to draw cards. We're taking 24. Spawning pods is a 16. It dies on the bottom 4. I should have enchantrelled first, but that's fine. There's the Eternal Wax Cap. Send it on the Ritual Battle. That tramples us into the Collector. We can Impish Scholar here. Sure, let's do it. There we go. It also sets up an important work target for later. I can play the Wax Cap if I Diadem Spore Launcher. It's either that or I could, like, Diadem Bully to play the squad lead. Because it'd be -2 spaces used, so I'd have a free slot. Unfortunately, yes, they are too decayed for me to be able to play other stuff unless I, like, Hornbreak my Wax Cap here. Boss next round. I'm gonna Hornbreak my Wax Cap here. Yeah, sap me if you want. That's my game. Drop this. Prolif. Did not get a Belit Slay there, sadly. The Wax Cap. Important. I think it's Spawn Proliferate, and we probably win the whole fight. Oh, it's just Spawn and we win the fight. Drop the shards. Spore Launcher is so good. I think that Under Legion runs fall into two broad categories. Spore Launcher runs and Puffball runs. With the slight exception of Under Legion Stygian, where I sometimes play Stygian Sweepers. Is this Death Cap or Truffles? I think I like the Death Cap. I really like the Death Cap. I only have one equipment. And the Rail Beater and the Alpha Fiend are pretty good equipment holders. Let me take a Truffles. Do I need Tiresome Climb for Dominion? Damn, it helps. Damn, it's helpful. The Rage Serum is also kind of interesting because I can do Propagate shenanigans and maybe get, like, a second attacker on that floor. But I think I cannot turn down our other option there. Given that I just took a Truffles and I have a Manifolded Room, this Merchant of Arms is not very intriguing. Oh, Unbroken Horn? How does the Void Fragment do for us? I think it's not great. Yeah, we don't really care about Void Fragment on a Pyro Dominion run. I'll take the Unbroken Horn. Deepwood Oil... It's not that interesting. We do have a Truffles to go with it, but it's just a modicum of armor in a run where we are sapping every enemy into oblivion. If I take a reroll, it sets me at 150, which... No, it sets me at 145. So, I won't get to... I probably will not be able to select from 3 artifacts if I reroll. About the hits. It's, I think you have to be a pretty high level Hellhorn to unlock it. I think it unlocks at, like, beyond level 5 Hellhorn. I don't remember how late it is, though. But I don't think it's unlocked by default the moment you get Hellhorn. So if you haven't leveled up the faction, you might not see it. I think I can duplicate the Pandemic here pretty safely. Because I think in the late game, I probably want to be juggling 2 Pandemics. That sounds correct. Pandemic also has an interesting interaction with Impish Scholar. So by default, Pandemic gets consumed and you generate a new one. So it's 1-to-1. If you get a non-consumable Pandemic, it goes into extra. You get a Spell Chain Pandemic, you go into extra. If you fish one back, from an Impish Scholar, you're then working with a net higher number of pandemics. So we'll want to discount our pandemics a little later, probably, but we're probably going to get into a situation where we're rolling through a bunch of them. Is this what I want? I'll be drawing 3. Yeah. We got a Pirate Jump. Cool. So, I still like the Bolide on the second floor. I still want the Spore Launcher. Get that out. Get that out. And then we can actually get our top floor set up. I could have also opted to play the Rage thing on Bolide there. That's pretty cool. On this configuration, I don't have any way of putting out Decay, so we're going to climb the Meat. Which gives Bolide a Slay. The Slay doesn't matter because I have nothing to propagate, but it's kind of cool. I need to be mindful of my Unbroken Horn, because I like so reflexively play out, and we might not want to all the time. No imps to target with important work. We are not doing well enough over here. Hornbreak kills the Cherub, and we do want to start holdovering so that we can remove all Cherubs. I think I play the Spawning Pods, so we can get Decay on these boys. How am I doing on these two guys going up the top floor? Kale's gonna walk this Scarred Sentinel all the way up, and it's gonna suck. I can get in a new Cluster Kernel. Maybe it doesn't help that much. If I Pandemic the Scarred Sentinel, it dies, but that just means Kale feeds the Chosen Bastion, and I get wrecked. Wait. This Hornbreak kills the Chosen Bastion, because Hornbreak has Pierce, which removes the aura. Thank goodness. Alright. I can half chill now. I need him to not get fed because he's multi-striking, and that sucks. I think I do need to keep the Hornbreak out. I can preserve the Cluster Kernel by giving up the Squad Leader. I like this. Okay. Hornbreak. We get the Infectory out, which helps us out in a lot of places. And then I think the Wax Cap comes out. We get the Decay, the Sap. I still don't have my Endless Wax Cap, but we're starting to get into a better position. I'm so glad I upgraded the Hornbreak. Fire Chompers solve my problems. Thank you so much. Get out the Enchantrell. These guys are basically all cooked. He only gets to... He didn't pick up Lifesteal. This guy's going to pick up Lifesteal. But he's also going to be sapped a bunch, right? No, I summoned the Enchantrell late. I summoned the Enchantrell after the Fire Chomper, so he's not going to get sapped. If I Hornbreak the Chosen Bastion, he still has like 11 health, but I could Hornbreak him on the top floor to finish him off. This Vampiric Cherub is not dying from Decay, so the Ravenous Zealot's getting to eat twice. Do I need to prevent that? I think Kale's going to go to the top floor and threaten to rendezvous with the Chosen Bastion and kill me. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this to make sure I can play more dudes here next turn. This guy's not dying, which is very rude of him. Okay, Kale did not go to the top floor, so we're safe here. We did lose the Rail Beater, which I kind of missed that was happening. Oops. I think what we do here is probably Wax Cap this. I think I need the Cluster Kernel to stick around. Ritual of Battle should get us to kill. Then I will do this. And then I'll bring in Truffles back here. Fetch. Got me something unimportant. Okay. I think we've stabilized. I think. Oh yeah, this hand looks great. Oh, so nice. And now we have the horn break back in case we needed it. I don't think I do, but I have it. Proliferate. I should still play the basic horn break. Decay happens before Eaton, so we're safe there. Actually, next wave is the boss wave. I don't need horn break for that. So I can just throw this out. Doing a lot of damage here. This guy is getting good work done. Look at his 204 times 2. He's a very good security guard. I think we take a damage to remove the calcified ember here. Yeah, let me do that. Our next turn has Endless Wax Cap in it if we had any doubt. But Kale's lifesteal is gone. He's got his big attack block, but we're pretty fine. Whew. Hey, look. Another calcified ember gone. Sweet. I like that the top floor is so heinously sapped still that we could just punch across there. Contagious is pretty great here. How playable is the Great Decay? I actually don't want to lose my holdover Hornbreak. This holdover Hornbreak can kill the Chosen guys in the last fight, so I think I need it. Which means we're not taking the Great Decay. I can play Contagious, though. And we're taking a Hell's Flame. Alright, I need to use the restroom. I will be right back. Right, thank you for your patience. I am back. Ugh. I should probably get, like, an away-from-keyboard screen thing that I can transition to. Haven't done it yet. Alright, so we could aim for Dualism on the Rail Beater. There are not many unit upgrades that really help us. How about Magic? Fewer. I mean, fewer than there were before. I could try to hit Intrinsic on the Ritual of Battle. It seems marginal, but it's okay. We could try to go for, like, Holy Stone Pandemic. Almost makes us invulnerable in the late game. Or we could go for Discounts on the Pandemic. I think Discounts on the Pandemic are, like, no-brainer good. Like, that seems crazy good. We've got 2 things left to grab. We don't need any Pyre Remains. So if we avoid the Pyre Remains, it gets an Unstable Vortex here. The Merchant of Arms, I think, is just okay. Maybe we find some equipment, but what kind of equipment do we have access to? Like a loan code? I don't think they gave any weapon to Hellhorn. Now, Hellhorn doesn't have their own weapon. I think I like the Merchant of Magic here. I don't think I want to remove Consume from anything. Because I kind of enjoy that we get to a really tight set of cards. If I removed Consume from something, maybe it would be the Spawning Pods, and I could do Eternal Smolder on that. Actually, with my amount of money, that's pretty good. So, remove Consume from that, and then do this. Okay. Maybe we're looking for upgrades on Tiresome Climb for the final fight. Let me reroll. I can double stack the Tiresome Climb for 4 turns of nonsense. We're only really playing that against Seraph. I don't think we're playing that on the Titans at all. To discount one of my Pandemics, I could discount Contagious. I think the Pandemic's better. And I don't think I'm looking to spell chain any of those effects. I could possibly spell chain the Ritual of Battle, actually. I think that's pretty helpful. So I can either get rage on 2 targets to try and propagate it, or I can increase the rage on 1 target to make sure it stays relevant. Show me. We're never going to see Hive Minder again. It's just not showing up. Balatro? Ooh, late Balatro event. Okay. Okay. Ooh, Cheat Code is so helpful against Chosen of Dominion. Oof, it's so good. And with the pandemics, I can catch up on the speed loss for Dominion kill on the Titans. Treebelay's health bonus is +6. No, +9. Gross Michelle is pretty good on like the Alpha Fiend with the multi-strike, but I don't think it matters on other units much. I mean, Gross Michelle, if it turned into Cavendish, would put the Spore Launcher up to 90 attack, which is very funny, but it still doesn't matter. I think it's the Chakotay here every time. The value against Seraph is just huge. Alright, one more non-Seraph fight. I think I can take this Pyre Dampener. I don't think it sets us too far back. Because we've been fighting without Pyre Dampener for... Well, we've been fighting without the Hell's Flame for a long time. This one. This one. This one. Keep these. Higher Chomper. This guy's been a trooper this run. He's really turning up. I need to bring out something to deal with the Ragewing Assassin, or I can Horn Break it. I don't need the squad leader, right? I really don't. I'm just going to bring him out to decay. Spawning Pods comes in at 16. This is hitting for 16, so no Spawning Pods there. I don't want to spend the Proliferate yet. Bank a little energy. Okay, I can bring in Enchantrell. She's under threat of taking 14, though. Do that first. If I play both of those, I can't play the Enchantrell. She's under threat of taking 14. Pandemic is sat 4, she takes 8. Actually, I want to bring in the Enchantrell more than I want to play the Ritual of Battle. And if I don't play Enchantrell, I cannot get a rally out this turn. Yeah, she doesn't die. Just barely. Looks like this guy's probably getting through, but he's probably the last one I need to really worry about. I hate you. Well, you gotta be that way. First things first. Fire Chomper's pretty obvious. If I tiresome climb this guy, the days 4 gets him killed, right? And it takes 4 times 85, which is over 360. He's super dead. I will not heal a thing. Playing that, that'll help me against the sweepers as they come in. I will not be punished for playing that, except these units don't die now. May be a problem. I'd like to regen back up the Enchantrell. And let's bring in Truffles. Cauldrons? Sure. I don't have equipment on the Spore Launcher, and he has dualism. Pretty good. Hornbreak doesn't kill you. Pandemic probably does, but I think I need to play Pandemic down here. Got 3 of these guys. Pretty sure I need to solve all 3. We have no Mushroom Stack down here to proliferate, unfortunately. Proliferate does not do very much up here, so we're going to leak that guy and take 6. And here I will proliferate. Infectory's out, which means that we can horn break one of these guys in a big way. But they get sapped to nothing, so we don't need to play cards on this floor. This Amalgam is at sap 5, so he gets hit twice. That's not enough. I don't think Impish Scholar does anything for me here, though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything else for him. Take 6. Not too bad. Stasis? That's funny, but I don't really want it. I think there's spawning pods here. Let's see. Boss comes out next wave. I think spawning pod's the easiest way to make progress here while saving a lot of energy. I don't think I want to play the tiresome climb so that I can hold up some energy for next turn in case I need it. Let's do this. I think I should horn break this. That does not give me an open slot, but I can horn break to play the Eternal Wax Cap next turn. I might need to have more sap on you. I think if I'd actually played that earlier on the one that I leaked, I would not have taken damage from him. That might be the truth a couple of times over, as I might be set to leak one of these other guys. My scaling's been a little slow. Yeah, because this guy's going to get through, but, okay, we've got some options. First of all, I think I should probably sap a thing. And now, I'm going to horn break my own unit. No, I don't need to. We die at him here. And then we play this Cluster Kernel. We can fly away. Does, like, drive-by stats? No, I can do better. I can do better than that. Because it uses too much of my energy. If I had held over more from the last turn, I could do more here. I've been thinking that maybe I should do that, but... So if I exiles here... None of these cost 0, so it's probably the Wax Cap over the Scholar here. And now I send your attack to the floor. Okay. We're getting some progress, but we're not killing by a long shot. And she's going to start revenging up her attack value. Clearly, I bring this in for more decay. That kills the Amalgam so that I don't get Fire Hunted. I think I take a little more damage from this guy. I'm not going to redo the whole fight over, like, taking 12 errant damage. Yeah, it just takes us a bit long to kill the guy at the front. Oh, we didn't actually leak the damage there because we're doing enough with the Alpha Fiend now. Cool. Here, 1167. I think like Wax Cap Pandemic or Wax Cap Contagious probably wins. She's hitting for 50. Contagious Propagate 4 is -8 attack. Probably doesn't help that much. Oh, that actually makes it worse. Okay, so the incant is pretty bad for us here, eh? Either that or the revenge is too much for us to bear. Like, just revenge is back too much. Maybe I just play the wax cap here. And then we just play the wax cap again next floor to do, like, the last bit of damage through the Alpha Fiend. So I guess we hold energy. Yeah, our attack went up to 81. There we go. We're actually strong on all 3 floors this fight, so we had a couple options for how we were dealing with this. If it's anything here, it's probably the Fertile Ground, because I got up to like 8 or 10 consume cards in the consume pile. I'll take it. This is probably a skip. I don't have enough armor generation for any of those, even though one of those was armor generation. Let's see. I can grab the Pyre Remains here. How do I feel about the Merchant of Steel? It's okay. The Rail Beater probably needs something else if he's going to stay alive. Something more, because he's going to get hit by... he's just going to get hit by the Titans too much to live. So, let me check this out. But it's not like I can Titan Stone him again. Maybe we just Heartstone him and it's the most we can do. I don't think I can meaningfully smidge anything. Let me check my artifacts. Ever Churning is great, just because it's +1 draw. I feel like you can buy a boss relic if you're playing friggin' Under Legion. It's really good. How do we feel about Volas? We have no starter cards, so pretty bad. I don't think Spotted Spore is good either. Verdant Cycle's pretty cool. Departure Manifest... Does it bump anything out of our hand? Do we set deployable on anything else? No, Departure Manifest should be awesome. Verdant Cycle or Scorching Restraints? Scorching Restraints is interesting with Propagate Bleed. And I am concerned about my damage output, so I'm going to take this. So that, of course, leaves us with very little gold left. I'm going to go ahead and Heartstone onto the Rail Beater. And I can't afford a reroll from here. So Dominion Seraph is a threat on some of my low health units. Most important of which is the Enchantrell. So I'm going to Titan Stone the Enchantrell. The only thing in this shop that could give her more health. It's possible that I need to do the... do that the other way around, like put the Heartstone on her, and then Titan Stone like one of the Cluster Kernels or something. That's what I had the options to do. There's an argument for maybe like duplicating the Enchantrell too. I think I want to duplicate the Impish Scholar so that I get more draws out of the Consume pile. I'm not sure about that though. I'm going to duplicate the Holdover Hornbreak so that I have another possibility for dealing with those bullshit units under Seraph Eternus. So I think that whether or not I'm able to out those Chosen Supplicants is going to be a really big deal. Alright. We got a big hand to look at. I can deploy the Eternal Wax Cap, and that's probably pretty helpful. I think I still ditch her from the initial draw, still ditch that. Because I didn't get any Pyre Chompers here, and I would like to find one. I think I do this. Okay, so non-eternal Wax Cap, Exile's Diadem, but still no energy assistance. That's my minimum. I don't hold over energy from here on Unbroken Horn. Oh no, it is between turns and deployment phase, so I can actually hold energy if I want to. Huh. I think having +1 energy on the next turn is more valuable in most of these plays. I don't know how valuable it is to have this wax cap in my hand rotation. And that's what has me paused right now. Let me hold it in, but I'm going to use it to block here. That's way better. Okay, there's the Pyre Chomper. And it sets up Enchantrell. And we got the Tiresome Climb immediately. This is a God Draw, actually. Take a hike, sorta. I want to get this Colonel in, and we don't have to fly him. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, yeah, we're in good shape for the most part. We're gonna take some corruption onto the Spore Launcher, which is a bummer. There's my Hornbreak. That's good. Wax Cap out, eats all the corruption. Sweet, 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 sweet. This out. Do I need the Exile's Diadem out in this fight? Need truffles. There's enough room for the Alpha Fiends. It's a question if I need the Exile's Diadem down here, I think. I don't think I do. So let me send this Proliferate. I can proliferate the boss's mute and melee weakness here. Now my Endless Wax Cap is theoretically locked to the top floor. Love the Fire Chomper there. I'm going to grab the Wax Cap back with important work. We're going to sap the boss to 0 attack to block his strike trigger if he ever gets out of mute. I don't want to hold over 2 Hornbreaks. This is a sacrifice. Although everything has 0 attacks, so he's not actually dying. It's pretty funny. Oh, this looks really good. I forgot last round I was playing at a -1 energy, so I didn't get to truly enjoy the actual energy count I should have had. I don't want to play this Fertile Ground right now, because we can build it up a lot more. The Chosen Supplicant is already getting killed by the Infectory setup. It's pretty good. I want to Evergrowth one of these guys. Prevents the Wax Cap from dying. Maybe unfortunate. I think we spawning pods here. This guy probably decays out on his way up no matter what happens. Start pandemicking the boss. I can bring in truffles. Fetch cauldrons. Cauldrons this fungi stack. I could throw out the Hornbreak. I think I need to be holding over the Hornbreak, so let's do it. Because I'm not certain if I'm always killing Chosen Supplicants. Yeah, I'm still killing that one. There. Pandemic Boss. Proliferate Floor. Contagion. Awesome. Okay, I think the way this is going, I can drop the Hornbreak. Squad leader dies next turn. I can't see my upcoming draws. I'm going to throw Regen onto this guy. He doesn't die from this corruption. Okay, here's one where the Chosen Supplicant doesn't die. And he's not dazed anymore either. Although, being under mute, he's, like, functionally dazed. It's about as good. I think we're going to keep playing the spawning pods here. We do not have a place to play the Impish Scholar unless we tiresome climb one of our own units, which I don't really want to do. I am going to tiresome the boss, and then throw out 2 rituals here. We have been successfully proliferating the Scorched Restraints Rage on this floor, which is great. We're probably going to have to kill this boss in Relentless, because I think our damage is a little low. Yeah, gotta kill you. I want that out. I cannot play Pandemic and Contagious here. I think I just play the Pandemic then. Wait, is nothing dying here? These guys are taking a death. There's not enough sap on this floor. That. Yeah, 5 sap is pretty good. About here. We're in a good state. Generated a free Dusk Mantle. Put that there. Final wave. How are we looking? Boss is dead. Like to see it. Can we do any better than boss dead? Nope. Not really. I can fertile ground for hilarity. Hiya! Honestly, this speeds things up. The boss is probably dying mostly from decay. And if the enemies are all sapped, they won't take time to attack. And the boss is sap 52, so I think we're pretty good. Because playing that card with an Enchantrell in the back was like 13 extra sap that we then propagated. This is a playing cards motion. I hope that's clear to everybody. We played some cards. Played some good cards. I promise there is at least a little bit of Hellhorn going on in this run. This is mostly just Under Legion. We got a Pyre Chomper start here, so we can do a lot of stuff. My actual deployment energy, like, it's a lot. I think I still discard some of these things because the cards in my deck are better than deploying some of these cards. I don't think I deploy a Wax Cap in any case. 7. I mean, we can play all of these and maybe a little more. But the bosses are not out for us to, like, throw stuff at them yet. I don't know if I play both Wax Caps necessarily. I'm going to play Truffles, see what he generates. Oh, I can't generate from Truffles on round 0. But this energy gets held over with the Unbroken Horn. So I just get +3 extra energy for doing that in deploy. Important. A lot of horn breaks. I don't know another card draw coming up, right? I don't really want to take this much damage on the Spore Launcher. This is also a problem. Well, I don't really want to Stoic Plate Mail the Cluster Kernel either. Maybe I do. Maybe we send that. Actually, I can just sap 4 here. Yeah, this is probably the important place to sap, if it keeps the kernel alive. If the Colonel lives one round, he summons, and then from there, the summons are kind of taking care of business. I want to propagate this mute on this entropy. Oh, we can actually Stoic Plate Mail the Imp. That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Do we need to throw out Hornbreak here? I don't think it really helps. I could Daze the Dominion. He's already muted, so the Daze doesn't do that much. I'm just gonna pass. Save the energy. Crazy energy reserve right now. Obviously the Enchantrell first off. Okay, the Fungi is successfully soaking the damage there. Go for the Endless Wax Cap. We are not necessarily killing this Chosen Supplicant, and he's not muted. Sap him down to nothing. I think I Contagious this floor, kills the guy in the back, and it frees up the Pandemic to go on to Savagery. I don't need the Pandemic to be on Savagery here. I can just do this. Keeps our troop stack up, and then we can Pandemic Dominion. Okay, we've got Chosen Assassin in. Sap him down to nothing. The Infectory is like the most important play of all. I need to reduce pressure on this Rail Beater a bit, so I'm going to do this. Because otherwise the Rail Beater does eventually get kind of grinded out of the run. I'm going to take some damage on the Enchantrell here, and I'm not actually dealing with the stuff on this floor. Which is a problem. So I think I Impish Scholar, just for the triggers. Let's see. It's 36 off of him. Alright, after that, let's send the Diadem. So that we can still set up things in this floor. We prefer for some stuff to leave the bottom floor so that Bullet can trample. So this is kind of funny. Cluster Kernel for decay, then we fly the Cluster Kernel up here. Let's see. We prefer to spawning pods on the bottom floor whenever possible. The middle floor doesn't need it. Check the fetch. It's a lava armor. Lava armor here, I think. Where do we want a lava? Is there a better one? Sure, we'll lava armor here. Ideally, I'd rather have like pauldrons or something for the Rail Beater. We'll see what happens. I think I have some time for him. I'm gonna Wax Cap to finish Savagery's Despair. Now he's a 0 attack Savagery with a 0 attack Entropy. I think I Squad Leader here. A little fun. It's another rally trigger. Ramp up the decay on Savagery too. Okay, so he's got an attack value now, and he's starting to give me Corrupt on the top floor. Fits in, so we decay. The rest of that is fine. I could tiresome climb him if I really want to lock him down. I don't think we're necessarily doing that. I think we play this Proliferate. The mute on him means he's gaining nothing on loot. And then I think Pandemic on him is actually about as effective as Pyrelight. Her Pandemic is 45 damage per turn. The Pyrelight's probably effective. I had to do the math for like half a second. I'm gonna get rid of this. Tap 4, buys us a turn. I need to keep playing stuff here. I need to play Pyrelights. I don't want to play the Ritual of Battle while the Chosen Ardent is up. We're not really doing enough on this floor right now. I'm going to send the Fertile Ground, I think. Yep. I think we probably lose the Rail Beater next turn to Corruption, just eventuality. I think Savagery is probably done in about 3 turns. Entropy is taking the most damage here. Taking a total of about 500 per turn. It suggests 5 turns, but we're ramping up. Because their decay keeps increasing all the time. So we're looking up top. Oh, that's too much of a clock. It's too long. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, I think we want to push Dominion faster. Stoic Plate Mail, he's a whole new man. I'm gonna bring this out. 40k. I'm just gonna take the damage to keep the energy, I think. Or top 4 damage keeps ramping too, actually. I feel like we're 2 turns away at worst. Okay. Entropy should be going to 0 this turn. Savagery should be going to 0 next turn. That's a matter of score. Yeah, looks like a Wave 9 win. That'll do. Punch! Good stuff. Alright. That is win number 140. So we've only got 2 wins for tonight. It is 12:40. I didn't want to stream a super long stream. It wound up being 4.5 hours. Kind of like picked up my mood a bit as I was streaming. So I'm really glad I came online tonight.